Hello and welcome, my lovely friends. Did you know, and this is a fun fact, did you know that 100% of people that you've ever met in your entire life have a spine? When I first found out, I was blown the f*** away. Did you also know that probably 80% of the same people have never worked on their spinal mobility and spinal health, and that is the reason why most of them get hurt, get injured, and at the end of the day have lumbar pain, thoracic pain, and all kinds of pains that you shouldn't have and that you should be able to live without until the day you go to sleep forever. So if that is one of the things that you might be interested in because you do not enjoy having pain, then this video is perfect for you. We'll go through spinal extension, spinal flexion, spinal rotation, and everything you can do to keep that spine healthy and strong so you don't end up a spineless worm. Let's get right into it. Now, as always, we want to start with the easiest exercises first, and before we do that, I need to explain what exactly we are doing. This is called spinal extension, all right? And going into the opposite of that is spinal flexion. So a round spine is a flexed spine, and this is an extended spine. This is going to be really important for all the exercises we're going to be doing. All we want to do is switch from an extended position to a flexed position. Now we're using a wall to put our hands on, but you can also stand up like this, tilt your pelvis, go back into an extension. Tilt your pelvis, go back into an extension. Why do I go down here? Because we have the added bonus of some hamstring mobility. So basically, we already have a nice little stretch here, and you're gonna notice when you go into spinal flexion, you're releasing the tension in the back of your legs, and when you go into an extension, you're building up a stretch. So this is a nice bonus that is just for you. This is the easiest exercise we're gonna go through today. All right, moving on to the next one. So you might have noticed that your spine doesn't just flex and extend, but there's also some rotation. We're gonna go like this, go back into the starting position and switch it up. So now we have some nice lumbar spinal rotation. This exercise is really easy. You can even slow it down, take your time. We go parallel with our hands, and then we put this hand above the other one and rotate. So we have a nice little pull in our lumbar spine, in our obliques, and even in our latissimus if we do everything correctly. Move back into a parallel to the ground position and move into another rotation. So right side, left side, and switch it up a couple of times. This is going to give you some nice rotational strength here. Now, for the next addition to your spinal mobility and strengthening repertoire, we're going to start out in a T-pose with open legs. And from here, there are two different things we're going to be doing. First of all, keep your back in a fully extended position. You already know what that means. And in the extension, we're going to add some lumbar rotation or spinal rotation. Move back up again and switch to the other side. I want you to stay tilted in your pelvis and go from here in a fully extended rotation to the ground. If you cannot touch down to the ground, a simple rotation down here is enough. The most important thing is though to stay in an extension and not to flex your back. So extend, move to the left side, move to the right side. Once we have done that, we can relax our back a little bit and do the same exact thing really loose, really loose. Round your back, which will allow you to go a little bit more in a rotation, like so, and switch like so. Now, we're using the hand on the ground to pull our body into a deeper rotation and to switch a couple of times. As you can see, I am staying flexed or rounded in my spine. Again, side view, round your back, relax it fully, bring your hand over, push yourself in a rotation, and switch to the other side. Now, for most of you, this is going to be already a little bit hard and it's probably going to be enough, but we're going to add some advanced spinal mobility exercises just for the people who want to go a little bit further or who want to start working with easy exercises and build up some strength and build up some real mobility for our spine, because that is really important and probably one of the most neglected things. I've never seen any of you at the gym working on their spinal mobility. What the hell is wrong with you? So let's get into the somewhat advanced exercises. It's very, very unlikely that you've never seen this exercise before, but basically we want to go lay down on our backs, bring our feet as close as possible to our body, like so. We're gonna place our hands right here next to our head, fingers towards our feet. And from here, we're gonna do some classic bridge push-ups. So push up here, and you wanna make sure to have the most arch in your spine, not in your shoulders, not in your hip flexors, but actually in your lumbar spine. And we're gonna lay down, relax, and repeat. Lay down, relax, and repeat. Now here, you're training your spine to go in a full extension and to add some strengthening with it, because it's not really easy to push up from here and lay down again and repeat the whole process a couple of times. Now next up, we're gonna need a wall, and I'm not looking into the camera because my mic is on this side, so it's not a respect thing. I do respect you, I'm just not gonna look in your face, all right? So basically, we wanna go all the way back to a wall back here. We're gonna place our hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, and then we're gonna bring those cumbersome legs up from here. Now we're going to switch between thoracic extension, which is your upper back, into lumbar extension. Thoracic extension, lumbar extension. Thoracic, lumbar. Thoracic, lumbar. Lumbar, nah, just kidding. This is thoracic and this is lumbar. Now, you're building insane strength in your arms, in your upper body, and you're training your back to switch between thoracic mobility and lumbar mobility, which is pretty important. If you thought this is as hard as it gets, then you are sorely mistaken. That's what she said. Starting with our hands shoulder width apart, I'm again not gonna look at you. And first, we're gonna get up here. We already know this position, but what we're gonna do now is extend our legs. And what this is gonna do, when we go into an extension here, there's gonna be a lot more pressure on our spine, which is going to make it a lot harder to stay in a lumbar extension. But we can push from here even deeper into the lumbar extension. And when we go up, we are actually combining thoracic with lumbar. If you have a problem staying in this position, getting a little bit closer to the wall can help you push all the way down here. And now we have thoracic extension. And all we need to do, move forward, combine the lumbar with the thoracic, with the lumbar, with the thoracic, and on we go. We can even hold for 30 seconds now. I'm not just holding like so, I'm actually pressing my pelvis towards the wall, so I have my spinal erectors, which are those muscles, fully flexed. It's really important. So, flex, hold, push against the wall. Now to round this whole thing up, I have a little bit of a bonus exercise for you. We're gonna sit down with our backs towards the wall, leave a little bit of space back here so you're not too close to it, and then we're gonna bring our arms back like so. And now we can add some rotations again. So basically, turn to the left, back again, turn to the right. Fully extend that arm, push away. We're gonna have a nice little stretch in your pecs and in your biceps insertions too. And bend, and push away, and bend, push away, etc., etc. So now that we've gone through all of those exercises, if you do those regularly, then you are one of the very few people who are not gonna live in agonizing pain the older they get, and who are not gonna have any spinal issues, which is, I think, an amazing thing to have the older you get. I'm only 30 years old. I hurt my neck turning my head to the left last week. Again, this is the second time this happened to me. So even as someone who's been doing a lot of mobility, especially spinal mobility, you can still get hurt. But this is gonna keep you from having worse injuries that are gonna be very debilitating. Because trust me on this one, spinal injuries are really freaking painful. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you like the video, subscribe, do all of this stuff. And I'll see y'all tomorrow because you know it. New videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.